Actors who hated their iconic on-screen costumes. Part of the magic of being an actor is completely disappearing into a role. Sometimes, however, that magic act relies heavily on a physical transformation as opposed to merely adopting new behaviorisms. Physical transformations like getting buff can have the added bonus of, well, being buff, but costumes are where things get a little annoying. And by a little, we mean a lot. From having to sit through 8 torturous hours worth of makeup, to sweating dangerous amounts inside full-body suits during long shoot days, many actors' most iconic roles also feature the costumes they hated most. Tom Felton as Draco Malfoy. In 2008, Tom Felton said that the worst part of being Draco Malfoy in Harry Potter was having to keep up the character's signature platinum blonde hair. Felton is a natural brunette, so he reportedly had to dye his hair every 10 days. Fortunately, he said that his hair built some superhuman resistance, but it seems to have survived. Jennifer Lawrence as Mystique. In a 2014 interview with Jimmy Fallon, Jennifer Lawrence said transforming into the X-Men character Mystique was an excruciatingly long process that could last up to 8 hours. To make matters worse, during the first movie she had a severe negative reaction to the blue paint that left her covered in blisters. A doctor even had to be called to set. From then on, she wore a bodysuit from the neck down. Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. In the first Iron Man, director Jon Favreau and Marvel Studios wanted a practical suit so that they could spend as little as possible on CGI replacement, but the suit proved too difficult for Robert Downey Jr. to work in. He told David Letterman that the LED lights in the helmet absolutely blinded him. In later films, the Marvel team just used CGI instead of putting Downey Jr. in the suit. Paul Bettany as Vision. Paul Bettany told USA Today that the worst part about his Vision costume is the tight headpiece, which makes it difficult to hear and breathe, and is pretty painful and uncomfortable. He said the costume takes 3.5 hours to put on, but after working 10 hours on set, it takes him just 30 seconds to rip it off. His secret to staying sane. You are really having to meditate on the line of actors, thousands of them, who would love to be in your position. You have to concentrate on how lucky you are. Oscar Isaac as Apocalypse. Oscar Isaac said in a GQ interview that he didn't realize before signing on to X-Men, Apocalypse that playing the titular villain meant that he was going to be encased in glue, latex, and a 40-pound suit, that I had to wear a cooling mechanism at all times. I couldn't move my head, ever. It's especially sad since Isaac said he took the role because of the chance to work with talented actors, but the costume meant he couldn't talk to or even see any of his co-stars. Between scenes, he had to stay in a cooling tent, and at the end of the day he would spend hours getting the makeup scraped off of him. Matthew Lewis as Neville Longbottom. The actor is often lauded for his glow-up from geeky teen to handsome adult, but while speaking on a panel in 2017, Lewis revealed that while shooting the Harry Potter series he had to wear a fat suit to play Neville, especially once he became a teenager. Plus, his character just had the worst haircuts. Being 15 years old in the middle of puberty, having to wear a fat suit. There's girls around, I've got this fat suit on every day, he said, according to People. No one knows I'm wearing this damn thing, they all just think I'm fat. Now, as an actor, I go, why did you ever even complain about that? You're the luckiest man alive. Andrew Garfield as Spiderman. Andrew Garfield said during an interview with Ellen DeGeneres that wearing his Amazing Spider-Man costume irritated him and often looked unflattering. The presence of paparazzi while filming only made it worse, as Garfield explained, knowing that your keister has been shot from many different angles makes you very uncomfortable. Benedict Cumberbatch as Sherlock. Benedict Cumberbatch felt uncomfortable in the well-cut, good-looking suits he wore as BBC's Sherlock, since the waists were often so small that he found it difficult to breathe or even digest, he told the Daily Express. He added that it also became difficult to wear his own nice, well-cut clothing for fear of being too easily recognized in public. The sad thing is that I had a coat very similar to Sherlock's before I got the role as it was a present from someone, but I can't wear it out in public now, which is sad, he said.